Hey everyone, Andrew here at Microphonic Designs, bringing you what I plan to be the first video on the Microphonic Designs YouTube channel. Certainly a long video, but we're going to have some fun working in Omnisphere, putting together a fun patch. I've got it pulled up here. Yep, and so we're going to start completely from scratch, build to that. So stay with me, feel free to hang out, and of course if you've got any questions, leave them below in the comments as we go along. I'll be happy to interact with you guys and talk about Omnisphere. It's a great synthesizer, and as always, check the description for links to my website and a blog that I recently started with some materials. So thanks for tuning in, let's get started. Alright, so let's just see what happens. I've got Omnisphere open. I've got it routed to the recorder. Very good. And the other thing I'm going to do on output 3 and 4, we're going to put ozone because I want an RTA, and I also want to make sure that we don't clip. So we'll just set it kind of like that for now. There we go. Should be just fine. Alright, we'll put this down here. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So with the basic patch, initialized patch, Omnisphere defaults to this saw square bright wave. But we're probably not going to use that. Let's see. Let's see what we have. Digital wavetables. Bell, edgy overtone, sweeper thin. I don't want any of those. Classic waveforms. Pulse. Let's see, what does this sound like? Okay, that's kind of cool. Square, Sid square. It didn't look like it changed much. Really buzzy. It's almost a sawtooth. And this is kind of what I do when I'm coming up with sounds. I'll just kind of tweak around with these different variables and hopefully come across a a waveform here that sounds cool. Ooh. That's kind of cool. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. I like that. All right. Okay. So, filter. I wonder, let's see, I want to add a spike and let's see, another spike. And let's put these close together. There we go. Add another one, spike. And let's see, we're going to lock these, pull that back. I want it kind of quick. And then this is going to be another spike. But they're not totally even, so let's just do this. I'm gonna, oops, I didn't want those to lock. I want that on 2. And we'll just add another one here. There we go. And we'll speed this up a little bit. That. And then we can loop it. I like that. So my background comes from, like, I did a lot of marching percussion back in the day. I say back in the day, it wasn't that long ago, but I played quads. And that was my instrument. And this pattern reminds me of what we call either grandmas or grandpas, which is in the percussion world we do a paradiddle and then a tap or an accent or something like that. So we're gonna keep that. I like that with the filter. That's kind of cool. All right, so now we're okay. This is definitely getting to be kind of fun here. So we could also, so that is the filter envelope, and I wonder if we can't also maybe modulate that somehow. So I've got it. So let's just try it. Modulate with LFO. That's kind of cool. Maybe we want it faster, and maybe not that much, right? So let's see. I know we don't want it to be that wide. Maybe that's kind of cool, and we can up the rate. That's a bit crazy. And we're also like peaking out over here on the meter. I almost want, let's see, I wonder if we can find, but this should be notes. So down here in this little box, this is the waveform of the LFO. And I picked up a trick from the YouTube channel Plugin Guru. And the guy over there, I've been watching a bunch of his videos on Omnisphere recently, and they're all a lot older. Like some of them are 5, 6, 7 years old, but a lot of the information still applies to the current version of Omnisphere. And one of the interesting tidbits that I picked up is that on the LFO, these triangle waves work a little bit better because with the sine wave, the position, if we slow this down, the position of where the value is stays towards the extreme ends a little bit longer on sine wave versus triangle. It just touches the point and linearly goes back the opposite direction. So I've become a fan of using triangle waves for these back and forth motions because they are a little bit smoother, interestingly enough. So what I'm wondering is if we can't get this LFO to line up with the 5-note spike pattern that we have. And I also want the LFO to start on this low point, which I'm guessing would be about 0.75. I don't know if we can click that in. Yeah, right about there. That way, whenever we hit the note and we trigger it, it opens that filter up. So let's see. A little bit faster. That's too fast. Let's bring it back. There we go. Okay, that's kind of cool. What else can we do? I don't think I have the mod wheel assigned to anything yet. I got my MIDI controller on a stand right down here, so if I'm reaching over to hit the mod wheel, that's what's going on. That's kind of cool. All right, let's see. Now, I'm willing to bet that we could probably do something interesting with the mod wheel if we come over to effects. So certainly, maybe we could get some reverb, something interesting going on, creative. Some of these are kind of weird. Might not be what I want for this. Proverb is always cool. And with this, I've learned that you don't need much in the mix. Like this would be crazy, like way too much. So we'll pull this back. And let's see, we'll keep this at 75. Time, maybe we'll put that at right above 2 seconds. I don't want much of a pre-delay. And then let's make sure that that high frequency has a nice long reverb tail, and we'll pull back the low. So what I want is for the mix of the reverb to be controlled with the mod wheel. So all we have to do is, if you're using a trackpad like I am here, you'll just do the 2-finger tap, or I think it's control click. Yeah. So you could right click that value or that parameter, modulate with wheel. So we want to make sure though that as we do this, so right now as it's set up by default, this is bringing the mix way up, like into the, I'm guessing maybe the 50s or 60s. We don't want that much, so we pull this all the way back to get the start at 0, and then we can control how far it goes with this source amount here. So maybe right about there. Kind of cool. Let's see. Maybe we could also do that with an LFO though, right? So maybe instead of the wheel, maybe we pull in LFO2. And with LFO2, again, we're still going to keep the source amount down pretty low. We're going to keep the target pretty low. And maybe we do this so that it is a sawtooth, reverse saw, there we go. And we have this pretty low. So as we hold down this pattern, I don't want it to be free note. Is this working how I want it to work? Yes, it's just very, very slow. So, okay, so that's what's going on. So we need to pull this back even further, because what was happening is because this was up, it was holding at the very minimum mix value for longer than I wanted it. When I hit the note, I want it to immediately go up instead of, you see how this white little blip holds. So we'll just pull this back until that little red bar at the end goes away. There we go, right there. But let's see, you know what? I'm wondering if there's a way we can get the reverb tail to last while the mix goes back down. So obviously if we mix the or modulate the mix amount, it's gonna take that reverb out completely. How can we do that? Can we modulate the aux send? We can. Okay, so instead of modulating this, instead of modulating the proverb like mix amount itself, what we could probably do instead, no effects, we'll come in here to the aux rack. We'll do reverb, proverb, and I probably should have copied those settings. That's okay. I think we had this at 75. There we go. And again, we'll just kind of do this how I think we had it. Something kind of like this. I'm not too picky right now. We're just having fun coming up with sounds. Something like that. And so let's check this. So we are getting the reverb, and now we're not getting the reverb. So what we could do instead is modulate the aux send amount, and we're going to modulate this with LFO2. There we go. Okay, and I wonder what the modulation page looks like. LFO2 layer aux send. So this is specifically, I'm guessing it's for A. I'm actually not too sure. It looks like it is for layer A. So let's test this out. And I know we can't really see it right about there. It kind of went in there, so I want to actually bring this up a little bit. We'll scoot this forward just a hair right there. See that red dot? You guys see that? That little red dot is what I want to go away. And I know there's a shortcut to fine tune. Maybe it's option. No, it's not. Control click, shift click. There it is. Okay, I knew there was a shortcut. So for Omnisphere, handy tip, if you hold the shift button while you click and drag something, you can fine tune these. So this right there. So we want that so that that little red blip just barely goes away. But you know, I don't know. That's not enough. Not quite enough reverb. So I think in this case, what we need to do actually is perhaps keep this amount up, and then on the layer aux-send amount, we probably want it to go all the way, at least you know, a good amount. And the reason why is because we want to send a full signal from layer A to the auxiliary rack, right? So we can still have the mix down in the Pro Reverb so that it's not like just an overkill on reverb, but we want the full signal from layer A going to it. So that's why when we modulate this, I'm just now realizing we want this to go all the way up so that that's the full signal, and then we may still want this mix amount. Oh, and I'm just gonna adjust. I want to up that time a little bit. That's pretty cool. And it is coming out a bit hot, so maybe we'll put, let's see, modern compressor. We'll pull this back pretty far. And of course, we can hold shift, get that right to 10, and I don't want it quite at 8. Let's pull this back to like maybe 4. There we go. And because this has those 5 spikes in the cutoff envelope, maybe we'll pull this and make it pretty quick attack so that we keep those transients under control. Should be fine, I think. There we go. And it's still coming out a bit hot. No mega beat. Okay, and then I also wonder what would happen if we put maybe some distortion on it. I've heard the flame distortion is pretty cool. I've just recently really started checking out the effects that are in Omnisphere, so maybe we'll... Ooh. Yeah, but I don't want it that much. Maybe... That's kind of cool. Yeah, all right. So let's go back to the envelope, actually. Now this is set to loop, but it's not set to sync. And the project that we have is just a basic Logic Pro template, you know, that starts at 120. So if we hit sync, I wonder... Oh, that's crazy. Don't know if I necessarily like sync. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Yeah, I kind of like that just how it is. You know, and if I were using this in like a full production, I might have to rethink how the envelope is timed. And that probably has to do with the speed. So actually, if we hit sync, pull this back to 1. 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3. That's kind of what I hear, just that repeating 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3. And you know what? We could probably pull this up, actually. That might... Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. So we'll just give this a 1. So yeah, with sync turned on and the speed slider put back to where it goes, that's kind of cool. And then don't forget that we could also go in here like I just did and just adjust where these sort of envelope floors are, I guess is what you might call it. I don't know. This makes it groove kind of. And because I've got this in like a 3 pattern, you know, we might change this to 3/4 and we'll have some fun. Let's pull in a loop. Let me get rid of this. And signature 3/4. I wonder if we have anything that instruments, we want beats. And you know what? I'm gonna have to, and that's my dog Cheech down there. Hey buddy. Getting a good stretch. So we're looking for a beat in 3/4. I'm not worried about the scale. Hopefully we can find one. The problem is that the audition thing here is set to go out to my main outputs, which are my speakers. So the way that I've got my recording set up right now is I've got the audio from output 3 and 4 of the interface going into my Zoom recorder, which is also what what you're hearing me through with the mic as well. So yeah, maybe we'll have to program something in. I might cut the video until I get something, but let's just keep looking. Alt metal fill, jam funk. There we go. This might be something. Let's try this. All right. The tempo's a little slower. I don't know if I want that. I kind of like the tempo we were at. That 120 was just fine with me. We'll go back. Let's see. 135. No. Maybe we'll have to side with just something a little slower. I don't know. Let's try this. That funk drum set 1. Import the tempo. That's fine. Stereo out, 3 and 4. And of course, Command U. Not quite. I don't like that so much. I definitely prefer that up tempo-ness. So maybe we won't put it with drums. But I do want to put this back up to 120 because I was digging that kind of faster feel. And so on top of this is kind of becoming a long video, but that's okay because we're just hanging out. This is probably my first YouTube video here on the Microphonic Designs channel, and this isn't meant to be anything super formal. We're just hanging out. I'm letting folks get to know me and sort of see what I enjoy doing, and I'm trying to share sort of my creative process. So maybe we'll come in here to, I'm not sure if we'll want to do this as the B layer for this first part or if we'll need to go in and make a second part. But we'll try it. But I want to get, so in addition to this, I also want to get some sort of constant, almost a 16th note sounding ARP or envelope going. I don't know. Let's check it out. Maybe we can do this quick so that this video isn't too long. Let's see, turn the B layer on. What kind of sound do we want? What kind of wave shape do we want? So for this one, maybe we'll do something a little edgy, calculus. Kind of that. I kind of like that. Can we do it with the ARP? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure the ARP applies to the entire part, which in Omnisphere corresponds to these numbers up here. So like each of these are a part, and then we've got the layers that make up, you know, the patch that you pull up for part 1. We come here to multi to see the whole thing, but we're just focused on making something to go along with. So maybe what we'll do is we'll just use the envelope, but instead of, 5 spikes, we'll put 6. I don't know. Let's try it out. So maybe we'll do this with the amp filter as well, or I'm sorry, the amp envelope. Make this as a spike. I wonder what the difference between spike and pulse. Okay, so pulse is like a full. Maybe we'll just do spike. Just make a bunch of these little points. We'll do spike. Very good. Another spike. I'm digging the spikes today. Right in the middle. Spike. Another spike. And another spike. And by the way, I'm adding these points by just double clicking. That's one of the really cool features of Omnisphere. It really is such a powerful piece of software. And we'll sync and we'll loop. That's kind of crazy. I want that to be, there we go. That might be a bit fast. So what I've done is I've drawn these in. Like if we look at the cutoff filter for layer A, right? Like if we consider that each numbered line, is every count, then these would be considered, I guess, 16th notes. And I've drawn in 32nd notes over here, a bit too fast. So what we can do is come in and just, I think this is how we can do it. Yeah, it's a little off. I wonder how I can fix that. This is how we can fix it. There we go. Okay, right there. But of course, we want to make the B layer a little more interesting, other than just this sort of, thin pulse, right? So what can we do? So maybe we'll modulate the cutoff, right? I wanted to modulate with LFO. So this is going to open up a new LFO so we can adjust it. But you know what? We may be able to just modulate this with LFO 2. I think LFO 2 is what we want. No, I want this to be LFO 1 so that it's an even sounding phrase. So we'll just do unmodulate, modulate all mod sources, LFO 1, there we go. And again, I don't think I want that filter opening up that cutoff filter all the way up. So we're gonna scale this back a little bit, actually maybe a lot, and we'll slide this over. Maybe we'll do LFO 3. And again, I want this to be triangle wave. I want it to start right there at point. I can't get it perfectly at 0.250. I guess we'll go with that. And then, of course, I need to do note. And then I'm going to up this just a little bit more and slide this up a little bit more. And then I need to smooth this out because okay. And we can also send this to that reverb as well. And what I want to do is maybe transpose this up. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll come in here to the oscillator. We'll do some harmonia mix. And we'll go up an octave. That's kind of cool. And then again, what I want to do for layer B, aux send. This is the one I think we need to modulate with LFO2. Let's see. Modulation, the layer aux send LFO2. So we're going to do that same thing with layer B. I think that's what I want to do. Aux send modulate. All mod sources LFO2. Okay. Full signal. A. We're gonna have to maybe change this to a limiter. Dynamics, tube limiter. I just don't want it to clip, you know. And we're getting some clicks in there. I think that's because on this amp envelope, I'm pretty sure it's because these are so fast. I know that there's a way to fix that. I'm not going to worry about it for now. But there's definitely some clicks in there that we could get rid of by using the, I'm pretty sure it's by modulating the amp with an LFO or something. I can't remember. I'd have to look it back up. But for now, we're not going to worry about it because I'm already a half hour in. So we're just going to keep going with this. But you know, with this send on layer 2, I think what I want is instead of the send just starting over, I think I just want it to go back down. So maybe we'll just do this with LFO4 and we'll use that instead. Let's see, modulation, layer aux send. We're gonna go with LFO4. We're gonna make this a triangle. And I want it to start with no reverb. So again, we're going to put this on note, and we're going to adjust this to 0.7, as close to 7.75. Yeah, right there. That's pretty cool. Maybe I don't want that much, so maybe we scale this back, pull this down. Okay. Getting a little off. Let's see. So I think it's because my envelopes aren't lined up quite right. Goodness. Can I zoom in anymore? I'm like leaning into the screen right now because I just want this to sound so cool. And if not, again, it's, you know, this is just for fun right now. I'm not worried about it too much. So these are lined up. That's just beyond the line. There we go. All right, and maybe we'll pull this back. And you know, maybe the last thing we'll do, I wonder if I can't make this pan somehow. How would we do that? Gosh, I'm not really sure. Can we modulate this? Well, no, because we can't do it here because both of the sounds that we've programmed so far are in this first part, right? So if we're gonna pan and do like a ping pong type thing, so maybe we do that with BPM delay. in the effects rack. Effects, let's see, delay, BPM delay. This might be a bit crazy at first, and I do want it to bounce, delay. Gosh, I'm not sure. Maybe 16th note. Hey, that's sort of it. So I want maybe the feedback. That's it. So what's nice about this, again, in the effects rack in Omnisphere, we've got the ability to send that aux feed either pre or post. Right now we're sending it pre. I wonder if we... I like that. So, oops, here we go. And you know, on this, I wonder if we cut this back. Kind of want these to be a little bit deeper. Oops. And it's getting a little bit busy for me, so I might come into the effects rack. And sorry, I'm not talking too much for the last minute or so. I'm just kind of listening. I think for so for this aux send, show modulation, I want to LFO2. I don't know that I want it to go all the way up now. It's a bit too much reverb for me. So again, we can pull back the source amount, make sure that it starts at none, and then maybe at about halfway. Yeah, right about there. Yeah, that's cool. So the last thing that we have to do here is name it. And this is the part that I'm always terrible at. What should we name this? So we're using Gizmo saws and calculus. Let's see. I'm terrible at the name. So let's just do this. Let's go in here, save patch as. So this is going to be in the ARP and BPM category because it is sort of tied to the project tempo. And this is where I have to name it, and we're going to put it in ARPs and BPM. So this would be, it's not an ARP, we're not using the arpeggiator, so we're just going to call this BPM dash so that we know it's a, like a beat match type sound. Let's see, Gizmo saws and calculus. Let's call this maybe ping pong calc saw. That's so dumb. No, not that. Let's see. What about moving? Just maybe about moving Gizmo. How about that? Right? It's moving. It's a moving rhythm. Or driving. There we go. Driving Gizmo. That'll work. That works for me. It's still kind of dumb, but hey, it's not the worst thing ever. Let's see. We're going to get these attribute types put in here. This is kind of a complex sound. I can never remember what's like. We don't need gender for this. Remove. Oops. Let's see. Gender, genre. Okay. I might put this in dance, electronic, high energy. And maybe that's it. And let's see. So that's genre, group. It's not really in any of these, so maybe we'll skip this attribute type. And so that was group. Model, again, I usually just kind of go through these, and if it fits, then hey, it'll stick, and if not, then we just remove the attribute type. Mood. This one was fun. It's energetic. It is upbeat, especially when we use it at higher tempos. Let's see. Oop, not dreamlike, not quite. It's definitely not angry. Joyful, light, longing, mournful, mysterious, urgent, maybe. Okay. Technique. I think this has more to do with like acoustic instruments. So we're not going to put any there. Type. So the rhythm is aggressive. I would sort of consider it aggressive, maybe. It is BPM electronic, BPM combo, because we combine sounds, right? I guess that's what that means. BPM, it's not really an effect or a texture, but it is BPM. Pulsing, for sure. And let's see, maybe that's it. Maybe we call that good. Again, I'm still sort of learning how I want to categorize this stuff. So that's type, and then version. This, we're not doing any of those, so we're going to remove this attribute type. Keywords. This is pulsing, fast, and let's see, maybe that's what we'll do for now. So notes, this is a 3/4 envelope pattern, and don't make fun of my typing. Okay, I don't type for hours and hours every day. Envelope pattern that has reverb. Oh, that has 2 layers, plenty of reverb. The reverb amount is controlled by LFOs. Best used at moderate to higher tempos. Okay. And today is, let's see, Sunday, November 8th. I like to create it on 11/8/2020. I like to keep track of the date so that I know just when stuff went in. And we've got it going to my user directory, my ARPS and BPM category, and driving Gizmo. We're going to save. And that should do it. So now we have a preset. Long video, about 45 minutes here, maybe a little more. Looking at my recorder, we're coming up probably on 40 minutes, somewhere around there. And if we go into here, we're just going to double check user directories, ARP, BPM, aggressive. There it is, driving Gizmo. So yeah, a lot of fun. That was a cool sound. I'm a fan, and I am by no means an expert, right? I just, I love doing sound design so much. Recently, I made the jump to running Microphonic Designs full-time. So, you know, I'm doing a lot of work in this field. This is what I want to do. I work a lot with marching band programs as well, doing sound design here in North Texas for a good number of groups. And you know, this is certainly not anything that I might do for those particular clients, but this is certainly an area that I really want to be involved in. I love all the stuff that Plugin Guru does. He's got a ton of just awesome videos on this particular synthesizer, Omnisphere. And I've been watching a bunch of his stuff. I love it so much. So I, you know, just got inspired to start putting out my own content and just becoming a part of that community. If you've made it this far, wow, I appreciate it so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. Be sure to check out my website. It is microphonicdesigns.com. I will have a link in the description of the video to my website. I also recently put together a musical rescore of Criminal Minds, the opening, I guess, like intro credits for that particular show. My partner Liz and I, we've been watching that show a whole bunch. We've been binge watching that on Netflix. So I did a rescore of that. Maybe I'll upload that to the channel as well. But I did a blog about that and kind of what went into that project. That was a lot of fun. I put that together just the other day. So I'll list the website link, the link to the blog, which is on the website. Be sure to subscribe, of course, if you're interested in this type of content. I plan to do a lot of these sort of just open up Omnisphere and go type videos and just seeing where we end up. So again, if you liked hanging out with me and you like sound design and you're into doing the synth stuff, or you know, maybe it interests you and you're not into that, just come back and hang out and keep an eye out for new content, because I've recently invested in video editing software. I've got my studio set up here to do this type of stuff. I'm real excited about it. So thanks so much once again for watching this whole video if you have, and I will be joining you guys very soon once again with some more sound creation. I'll see you later. Bye.